What is going on, guys? Predator458 here, and welcome back to my channel. And today we have my very first look at Armored Warfare, since it has gone into open beta and absolutely anybody can jump in and play it. Now this little video is going to start off with just a bit of talking about the game in the garage here, and then I'll have some gameplay in one of the early Tier 1 vehicles that you guys will start off with. It was a pretty decent game. So if you do not know anything about Armored Warfare, basically think of it as I don't want to say a clone or a carbon copy, but a game that is very similar to World of Tanks, the exception being that instead of having, World War II era vehicles, up to the Cold War and that, this starts at the Cold War and goes all the way to the most modern vehicles we have today. Now, it features many things that are very similar to World of Tanks, similar spotting system, similar kind of arcade game and that sort of thing. Doesn't have annoying artillery that can one-shot you, but the artillery is still present in the game. One thing I really like about Armored Warfare is the way the dealer system works. Instead of having national tech trees, you get these two arms dealers, and they then deal with different vehicles. If we go and look at Wolfie, who's a German, I guess, they cover American main battle tanks, all the way down to the M1, as well as German main battle tanks, BMPs, recon vehicles, your wheeled tank destroyers, and some artillery. And then you go to the other one, who is Shishkin, and these are your, let's go down here, your Russian and Soviet main battle tanks, your Western European main battle tanks, your Challengers and that, but fire support vehicles, high caliber light armor, and other artillery. And this gives Obsidian a lot of flexibility when it comes to adding new vehicles, because a lot of countries have their own tanks and that sort of thing, but they don't have enough to fill a whole tech tree, so they can't be added into other games with your typical national style of tech tree. But with this arrangement, they can quite easily add things in. For example, as some of you may know, if you're a regular viewer, I am from South Africa, and there is going to be a South African vehicle. I'm not sure where it's going to fit, but it's called the Rooikat, which basically means red cat in Afrikaans, and it's kind of, I imagine it would be a wheeled tank destroyer, but they can put that in, which is awesome, because we haven't built a lot of armored vehicles, so we wouldn't normally be able to full entire tech tree. One thing I would say is, if you are new, do not ignore your base. You get raw materials. You get 100 every day. I believe it is, whether you log in or not. So if you don't play for a week, you'll come back and you'll have 700 raw materials, and you can use it to build these various buildings down at the bottom: barracks, academy, airport, command center, garage, helipad, and recon post. And each of these gives you something different. Barracks, for example, this is level 2, and it gives me 4% increase to the crew XP gained. Academy, 2% increase to commander XP. Airport, minus 2% to equipment costs. Command center, free XP earned, 2% extra. Garage, minus 2% to repair costs. Helipad, 1% increase to currency earned. And recon post even gives me a discount to buy premium time. It's very small, it's only 1%, but every bit helps. And you'll be able to upgrade these over time and get some better bonuses, and there are obviously more vehicles coming. So really don't neglect that. One thing I do really like about the way they've done this is each vehicle has its own crew, and the commander is who jumps between. You see, same commander between all my main battle tanks pattern, and a different commander for the LAV, which basically means you don't have to sell vehicles when you're done with them. You can have all the vehicles. If you get to the end of the tech tree, you keep everything, and you can hop back and forth between them, which is always nice. You don't have to buy garage slots or anything like that, at least not that I've seen. And yeah, basically this is where I am at the moment. I have up to tier 3. We go to like the Leopard. You can see, or we go to dealers. You can see I am about halfway to the tier 4 QF40 about halfway to the Starship. I have researched both of these, but I haven't bought them because I don't really enjoy them. Not too far on the LAV 300. If we go to Shishkin, just under halfway to the T-34. What's it, about a third of the way towards the Tier 5 Chieftain, and to get this, basically I just have to deflect a certain amount of damage with the armor of my vehicle, so nothing too much to do there, just keep playing. Basically, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good looking game. It runs on the Cry engine, so things are quite nice and pretty, certainly looks better than World of Tanks. And another thing that separates it from any other free-to-play kind of game of a similar type is you get PvE missions. So these are cooperative missions with couple of other players, and you play against the AI, and those are quite cool. You obviously don't earn quite as much in PvE as you would in PvP, but they're still pretty good fun. And I mean, usual thing, you got premium time, premium vehicles. This is the only premium vehicle I have right now, the Object 155, which was a reward for being in the early access. But I think 6 minutes is quite enough talking for this little intro. So let's hop off to the gameplay, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, and welcome to the battle. This is in the PT-76, which, as I said, is one of the two Tier 1 vehicles that you will start off with. The other one is the M113, which has a 20mm auto cannon, I believe, whereas this is a 76mm main, proper main gun, which I just kind of prefer to the auto cannons. Now, I'd really like this game to become a regular part of my channel. And we got our first target, who is an M113, and we take the shot, do the damage, and get the kill. Unfortunately, being in open beta and still, I mean, they have done a lot of early access tests, but it is still fairly early in the game's development. I don't think the netcode is quite optimized just yet. So playing from South Africa, connecting to the EU server, my ping is at best about 190. Bit of packet loss, all that stuff. So sometimes it really hurts me in this game. And here we got another PT-76. We're going to take the shot, and we hit him for 238 damage. But yeah, as I said, this game has a very similar kind of spotting system to World of Tanks. Unfortunately, we missed that shot. Where things aren't spotted all the time, and the game determines whether or not you're spotted or not, or if you can see someone. Which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, but this game is still pretty good fun. And here we flank around some of the guys. We go for a shot on his lower glacis, but we just kind of miss. I think we fired a little bit late. And you can see some of the lag that I'm already getting. And there we go, we get a decent hit. But one of the big things in this game is choosing your ammo types. As you can see down below, I have armor piercing discarding saber, I think, is ammo number 1, and ammo number 2 is heat. APDS obviously has much better penetration, but does less damage, and you can overmatch a target where you penetrate the armor too much and you do less than optimal damage. Heat, lower penetration, and this was a bit of a stupid moment. I take the shot at the PT-76, hoping it will maybe go through the wall. It doesn't. All it does is blow the wall down and allow him to hit me. But we drive straight across, and we're able to plant a shell into him, and unfortunately the return journey is not quite as successful, and now we're down to 7 health. But yeah, in this game, making sure you fire the right ammo at the right target is very important. In World of Tanks, it's almost always just go for the shell with the best penetration, whereas that will work here, but if you fire like your high penetration rounds at a very lightly armored vehicle, it's not going to work out as well. You're not going to do very much damage. But I mean, it's still fun. I'm still enjoying it. The grind is better than it was in the early access test, because it didn't allow you to buy premium time or anything like that. And we can just kind of see that guy, but we didn't have a shot, and we managed to sneak one in. But yeah, your basic classes, you've got main battle tanks, biggest guns, best armor, but worst mobility, worse speed, worse view range. Then you've got your tank, wheeled tank destroyers, also very good guns, much better maneuverability, better view range, but almost no armor. Not all, your artillery is fairly self-explanatory. You've got light tanks, also fairly self-explanatory. And then you got your like infantry fighting vehicles and that sort of thing, which are kind of your recon scouts, your spotters, normally with like auto cannons of some form. And later on you'll get anti-tank guided missiles and that sort of thing. And we managed to win the match. And it was not a bad match, actually. It's better than a lot of the other ones I've had. But yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to get my, you know, head around this game and how it all works, and balancing when to be aggressive and when to not be, and when to camp and when to push and that sort of thing, which will all come in time. But I mean, it's just kind of the lag is actually being quite problematic at times, especially in the wheeled tank destroyers, because they are very fast, and sometimes a bit of packet loss or lag can cause some rather hilarious, you know, results for me, which has happened a few times. But I think, yeah, I mean, 1200 experience, 28,000 money, not bad. 2,100 damage, also pretty good. 825 spotting damage. We earned the highest reputation on our team and detected the most enemy vehicles. And there you can see, I mean, 800. We did 1,000 damage more than anyone else on our team, which is pretty damn good. So, as I said, I'm rather enjoying this game. I do want it to be a bigger part of my channel. And you can see, I mean, there I finished off the research to the T-54 and M41. But yeah, I mean, let me guys know if you guys enjoyed this kind of thing, and if you'd like to see more. I mean, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of Armored Warfare content out on YouTube at the moment. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm only going to do it so long as I enjoy the game, and hopefully they sort of smooth out the netcode at the moment, which I think is a bit of a problem, not quite as optimized as it could be. But anyways, I think that is about it for this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below and consider subscribing for more Armored Warfare content, as well as World of Warships. Also be sure to check the description down below for links to my Facebook and my Twitter pages. You guys can follow me there as well. And there's also an email address in the description for you guys to send any awesome replays you might have to me that you can potentially have featured on my channel if you'd like. But yeah, that is about it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I will see you guys next time.